If you've watched my other videos, you know I highly recommend renting a car in Santorini. You're going to save so much time compared to using public buses, and you're going to save so much money compared to taking taxis. But you will find many horror stories online regarding car rentals in Santorini. And I'm not surprised, because lots of car rentals are awful. Old and unreliable cars, many surprise hidden costs, very poor communication. It's really the Wild West out there, and you have to be careful. That's why in this video, I'm going to give you my 4 favorite car rentals, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to book them. Alright, so the booking platform I recommend is rentalcars.com. I'm going to leave an affiliate link down below. Feel free to use it if you want to support this channel. And before I show you the booking process on the website, I need to tell you that you cannot select specific pickup and drop-off points on rentalcars.com. You will arrange all of that directly with the car rental after you've booked. And the 4 car rentals I'm about to show you have total flexibility. They can bring the car wherever you want, even in front of your hotel, and you can return the car elsewhere, like at the airport, ferry ports, anything you want. Alright, so let's dive into it. First of all, you're going to type Santorini as your pickup location. A drop-down list will appear, and very important, you want to select Santorini here, and not Santorini Airport, because that would eliminate all the car rentals whose offices are not physically located at the airport. So let me make this clear. Even if you actually want to pick up your car at the airport, do not select airport at this stage, because if you do that, on the next screen, you won't be able to select one of the 4 car rentals I'm recommending. Alright, back to the website. Select the dates and times over here, and then here, no need to check this box, even if you do want a drop-off location different from the pickup location, because you're going to be arranging all of this directly with the rental company anyway. Alright, now press search, and you're going to see a list of suggested cars, but ignore this for now. Scroll down until seeing the suppliers list here on the left. And this is the big secret of the whole process. You want to select only 4 of those, which are First Choice Santorini, Car for You, Cars for Rent, and Santorini Easy Car Rentals. If you're on a smartphone, by the way, you're going to press Filters here at the top and then scroll down. So these 4 rentals I just show you, why do I recommend those? Well, there are 3 categories of car rentals in Santorini. On one extreme, you've got the big multinational companies like Hertz or Avis. They're reliable for sure, but they have way less flexibility than the smaller local agencies, because they have so many customers anyway. They don't need to go the extra mile for you. But hey, if you're looking to rent a car from the airport and drop it back at the airport as well, sure, these big rental chains are great for you, so you can definitely book through them instead. Now, on the other extreme of car rentals, you have the super tiny local agencies with only a few cars, and those are the ones you have to be very careful with. That's where you can get ripped off very easily. Last year, a French couple was required to pay 5,000 euros after the car suddenly stopped working. They didn't do anything special, it wasn't their fault, but they had to pay anyway. Eventually, all of this went to court and they got their money back, but yeah, it gives you an idea of what you're exposing yourself to by renting from one of these very small local agencies. And then we have a third category of car rentals, which is the best one in my opinion, and that's something in the middle. They're local Santorini companies, so they will be very accommodating, bringing the car wherever you want and so on. But they're much bigger than these small ones I just talked about, meaning more professional and more reliable. They've got 100, 200 cars, a good business going on, and their reputation is at stake, so they will never try to scam anyone. They want you to be happy and leave a good review. And the 4 rentals I just showed you, they fall into this category. Local but trustworthy. So after you've selected the 4 rentals, here you go. All the cars you see are from one of those 4. If you want an automatic car, there's also a filter for that over here. And once you've found the vehicle you like, press View Deal. Now here on the right, you're gonna see some pickup and drop-off instructions. The address you will see here will be the location of the car rental's office. First Choice Santorini is located in Ia. Cars for Rent is in Fira. Car for You is in Carterados. And Santorini Easy Car Rentals is in Perisa. If you're okay to go and pick up the car yourself at their agency, then you don't need to contact them after this booking. But if you do want them to bring the car to you, then you will send them an email after having finalized your booking here, because it's not possible to type your hotel name here directly in rentalcars.com. And by the way, it's possible that the company asked for like 20 euros extra in order to bring the car to you. If that happens, no worries. That's standard practice. There's nothing shady about that. Also, be careful. Santorini Easy Car Rentals does not bring cars to Ia, because that's on the other side of the island for them. So if you are staying in Ia and you'd like the car to be brought to your hotel, pick one of the 3 other ones. Probably first choice Santorini, since they're based in Ia anyway. Alright, double check all the information and then press continue to book. And here you're gonna have to make a decision regarding the insurance. You can stick to the basic insurance if you want, which will cover any damage to the car above 1,000 euros usually. So that means that you will have to pay from your pocket up to 1,000 euros if the damage was your fault or you can't prove who did it. And anything above 1,000, that will be taken care of by the insurance. So I highly recommend you take the additional insurance to have full coverage. I've met so many people who had to pay 200-300 euros because of some bumps and scratches on the car, and more often than not, it wasn't even their fault. They parked the car somewhere, and then when they came back, they saw it had been hit, probably by other tourists, and of course the other guys just drove off. So yeah, full coverage is recommended. It's only 15-20 euros extra per day. I always take it whenever I rent a car on any Greek island, just to be safe. And just for you to know, this extra insurance that rentalcars.com suggests, that's their insurance, not the rentals one, which has a pro and a con. The pro is that it's a little cheaper. The con is that if there's some damage to the car, you'll need to actually pay the car rental and then go get a refund from rentalcars.com, which is a very fast and easy process, by the way. You just send them the papers and you get your money back immediately. So yeah, I'll let you decide whether you want to get full coverage from rentalcars.com or from the local agency, but whatever you do, get full coverage. Now, regarding the opening hours, the 4 I recommend operate from 7 or 8 a.m. until 9 or 10 p.m. If you arrive in Santorini earlier or later than that, then either you get your car delivered to your hotel at the next possible time, or you rent it from another company. On rentalcars.com, based on the hours you input, only the car rentals that operate at the time will be suggested to you. And regarding the drop-off time, so when you're giving the car back, it's much less of a fuss. If they're not operating at the time you want to drop off the car, they will just tell you to hide the keys under the mat or something, and you're good to go. Some people get really shocked by this technique, but yeah, this is really common practice. Now, how long ahead should you book? Well, if you're driving manual, you can wait up to 2-3 weeks before arriving. If you want an automatic, then book ASAP, because the demand is way higher and they do sell out quickly, and you do not want to be figuring out how to drive manual on these winding, slopey roads of Santorini. Now, if you're going to be driving in Santorini, make sure you watch this video, which I will upload next week. I give you all sorts of tips and tricks regarding driving and parking, super helpful. And this right here is my Instagram page. If you want more information regarding my tours in Athens, that's where you can find it. And there you go. That's it for today. Hope you liked it. See you in the next one. Bye.